It is the best day of the week. That's right, it's New Comic Book Day. What is up? I am the G.I. Joel, and I love comic books so much. I quit a full-time job to pursue my dream of being a full-time content creator and owning my very own comic book shop. If this is your first time here, be sure to hit that subscribe and bell notification to join the G.I. Joel Nation. So starting off the new books for this week, May 11th, we have Grimm from Boom Studios. This was my only indie title from this week, but I really enjoyed it, and I'm excited to see where this series goes. This story follows the Grim Reaper, or at least one of the Grim Reapers, Jessica Harrow, as she goes on a routine trip to collect an unfortunate soul that has recently passed on. But things go off the rails when Brian, the soul that she is collecting, steals her scythe and tries to return to the world of the living. I'm really interested to see where this story goes and really appreciate the world building that Stephanie Williams has started laying out in this first issue. If you want to get a copy of Grimm, be sure to check the link in the description below for gtxcomics.com. From DC Comics, we have Jurassic League, issue number 1 of 6. Daniel Warren Johnson is one of my favorite comic book writers, so I was really excited to check this all-new series out. This comic was everything I was hoping for and more. Endless dinosaur puns, tons of action, and a great interpretation of the DC universe, following the stories of Batwalker, Wondersaur, Supersaurus, and that is just the tip of the iceberg. Like I said, Daniel Warren Johnson is one of my favorite writers, and I'm really excited to see what he has in store for this series. The action was over the top and gruesome, and the story was a fun reimagining of the traditional characters that we're used to. Starting off our titles from Marvel Comics, we have Captain America, Symbol of Truth. This is the beginning of what's going to be 2 separate Captain America stories, one following Sam Wilson and the other one following Steve Rogers. And Captain America, Symbol of Truth is going to be following Sam. This is the beginning of a classic Captain America story following Sam Wilson. Sam and Falcon are tracking a train that they have been told has super soldier serum, but they find something else entirely. A new threat is gathering in the shadows, and one that may mean the end of Captain America. If you're wanting to get into Captain America, this is the perfect time, as we have 2 different titles going. We have Captain America, Symbol of Truth, like I said, that's going to be following Sam, and then we have Sentinel of Liberty that's going to be following Steve Rogers that begins next month. The 2 stories are going to be parallel to each other, but I do believe they have plans to cross them over at some point. I, for one, am super excited. I am a huge Captain America fan, and I'm always excited to get more Cap in my life. Next, we have one of the most classic battles in all of Marvel. Hulk versus Thor, Banner War Alpha. Like I said, this is one of the most classic battles in the entirety of Marvel Comics, and now it's getting the Donny Cates treatment. Who is stronger, Hulk or Thor? Cates has put both Thor and Hulk through the absolute ringers in their respective titles, and now they are coming ahead against each other. This Alpha issue does a great job of getting you caught up on both Hulk and Thor stories in case you're not reading either of those titles. So for me personally, I've been keeping up to date on Thor, but the Hulk series I have fallen drastically behind, so I wasn't entirely familiar with what Bruce Banner and the Hulk are currently up to. But like I said, this issue does a really great job of kind of laying out what's happened over the last year or so between these 2 characters. And this book is everything you could expect if Donny Cates is writing a versus battle that is classic as Hulk and Thor. And I, for one, am super excited to see what else Donny has in store for this event. Next up, the Fist of Khonshu gets the Black, White, and Blood treatment, and Moon Knight, Black, White, and Blood number 1. Moon Knight is finally getting the Black, White, and Blood treatment. For those that are unfamiliar, Marvel's Black, White, and Blood series are collections of short stories about some of Marvel's most brutal heroes, but the only colors that are used are black, white, and red. In this first issue, the last 2 stories really stood out to me. Typically, these anthologies collect 3 to 4 stories, and they can be really hit or miss, as it is with most anthology-type books. And in this particular issue, really the last 2 stories stood out to me the most, and the last story in particular, I ended up reading it twice because it's really unique and an interesting take on kind of playing with panels and the way that you read a comic book, and it was definitely worth reading in both directions that it was intended. If you're a fan of Moon Knight or just looking for some great standalone Moon Knight stories, this is definitely worth checking out. What did you get this new comic book day? If you're looking to buy comics, you can shop them down in the description below at gtxcomics.com. But yeah, let me know in the comments, what are you reading this week? What are you looking forward to reading? I would love for a chance to connect with you and get to talk comics a little bit more. As always, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification to join the G.I. Joel Nation.